Here we are again. We are currently fishing the green light. It's just the start of March. The weather is atrocious. Big swells, as you can see. It's currently 2 hours to high water. I got here well into the dark. It was raining, windy, 30 mile an hour, northwesterlies. Really horrible. I got the shelter up behind the camera. Not much luck at the moment. I've been here 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and all I've had is one rockling. It was a decent rockling. It was probably, you know, a good pound. I took a picture of it on top of the cool box, but I didn't record it. I've already just set the camera up now, see. So it got light about an hour ago. But like I say, it's been very, very quiet. Very quiet. The tide is a little bit big for the green light, in my opinion. Oh, there's a big gust of wind coming through. I hope you can hear me. It's a 14.5 metre old Barry scale, so it's probably like a 11.6, 11.8, something like that. I got 8 ounces on. I'm going halfway up the green light. There's no one on yet. I'm on my own, and I'm slamming it up towards Sully Island, letting loads of slack out. The line's going straight, but the rig is up tide. Well, when I first got here, I was casting out straight, and all I've had is a rockling. So my last 2 casts now, I've gone up to where I like to fish, halfway up, and banged them up that way. We'll do the usual, capture as much as I can on camera. Let's just pray that a ray turns up. Yeah, I got the accelerator down the edge as well. Got a large bluey flapper. Usual 200 pound pulley rig, 8/0 hooks, 20 yards out. I've got the ratchet on loose. Drums on there. As soon as I said ratchet, then one of them went. Tide's absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. I can't believe there's no one else on you. Yeah, to be fair, to be fair, when I turned up here at 3 o'clock this morning, if there was someone already here behind the railings protecting me from this weather, I'd have gone somewhere else. Because for some reason, because you're out on a breakwater, that wind hits you even stronger, and it's 30-35 mile an hour today, so I won't want to be up there in this wind. So a couple of anglers have probably turned up, seen that I'm on here, and gone somewhere else. Pray for that fish. That is ripping hard. You know, rays left tide. There'll be rays out there. There's no reason why I won't catch a ray today. But obviously if they're not hungry or I can't reach them, then I won't catch them. Or if there's none there. Yeah, this is the accelerator, the ratchet arm. You know, some people might say, oh, 3 rods. But I know there's been guys on here with 4 or 5 rods before. You know, there's no harm. Like, if it's quiet out there, as it is now, there's no harm putting this rod as a sleeper down the edge. You know, you might get a nice bass or a nice eel. You know, she's sitting there, you know, ratchets on, why not, innit? You know, one day you might get a fish for a lifetime. Yeah, that tide is absolutely ripping through. Unreal. So it's a 14.7 Barry. You know, it's a big tide, really big tide. Those 900 tips are so sensitive. But I'm pretty sure that if I had a normal stiff carbon tip on, that would have kept tripping out by now. But they're holding lovely. Ooh, you're tired. Oh, I didn't want to get up this morning, I tell you. Since I've been taking that CBD oil, trying to wake up. Oh, and the dreams, oh my god. Anchovy. Right, anchovy. Anchovy. And a bit of squid. A bit of squid. Squid. That tide is mental. I'd say if I didn't have those bungees wrapped around the legs of my stand, all my gear would be in. It's that bad. I'd have to drop the next ones in shorter, I think, as well. That sun is bright. Yeah. Rabbit. 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 So a bit of bait juice flick up into my eye. Lash. Yeah, if some of you haven't heard about these anchovies, they are pretty newish to the scene that I'm aware of. Go to your tackle shops, see if they stock riot baits, and see if, I'm not sure if any other bait suppliers do anchovies, I'm not sure. But you know, local to my area, I know that Jason Wibley from Bait to Go and Keith from Awenny Angling, they all stock riot baits. Wicked shops, wicked service. I've caught quite a few spotteds and small eyes on them at the moment. I'm still waiting for that blonde. Well, I looked on my photo history, and the first blonde I had last year in 22 was the 12th of March. So, almost time. Look at that for a sexy bait. Two big 5-0s sticking out of it. Right. I think the wind's calmed down a bit. The wind was horrendous this morning. I come onto the green light, I think I got blown backwards. I've done 4 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hours for 1 rockling and 0 doggies. Look at this sexy little beast. Ah! Big or small, I love them all. Look at that. See, if I knew that was on there like that, I would have left that out there for the next couple of hours. Took a look into the 5/0s, half a blue squid. So, let's get him back. 5 to 6 foot pulley, 8-ounce lead, whole anchovy and a wrap of squid, mounted onto 2 5/0 BMXs. Yeah, so I've just fired out that bait now. I'm going to let that settle before I wind in the other rod, just in case it catches. The tide is screaming. Some of you might say, oh, why do you pay line off in your videos? Well, that's something you might say. Some of you do ask, why do I pay line off? I find the more line that you can lay off, the more line is on the seabed, so it just anchors it down a bit. You see a lot of people, they cast out and then they're winding all the line in on their reel, trying to get it tight, but they're bouncing the lead out. I never do that. I literally just wind up the slack. As soon as I feel the littlest bit of tension, leave it alone. Down lovely now. Well, the other rod's been out there about 45 minutes, up towards Sully. So I'll get that in and see if there's something on there. The tide is massive. Almost up to the top. Out there. Yeah, that was out there for about 45 minutes, untouched. So it's about a half hour to high. I've had 1 rockling and 1 whiting. So it's coming up to March now, so see what happens. Yeah, I'm going to take this one now up the top of the green light and cast up towards Sully. On this one I got a double sand eel and a whole squid body. Yes. Beautiful. Right, let's get to it. Down there already. Ooh. That's 2 fresh baits I just put out. Add that little whiting, beautiful little whiting. It went back. Yeah, so I put an anchovy and squid out 11 o'clock direction. That's pulled right round to about 1, maybe 2 o'clock now already. That's the bow, that is. The lead will probably still be up tide, but that's the bow. And then I just walk 2/3 of the way up where I like to fish on the green light, and belted it right up towards Sully Island. and that on that was double sand eel and squid. It might sound weird, right? But a lot of anglers love a drop behind them when they're casting. Anyone that's ever fished with me will know I can't cast with a drop behind me. It throws me out because when I swing my lead out, as it comes back towards me, I like to lower the rod, and I know with the ground being there, how I just know with my cast where I like my rod to be, if that makes sense. Because I like my tip being low. But when you've got a big drop behind you, you can put your tip right down. It just throws me out big time. That's why by here, because it's wider, you'll see me cast at the front, but I can't do it up there because it's narrower, if that makes sense. The weather's turned out alright now. Still a bit overcast. The wind has dropped dramatically and the rain has stopped. We're approaching high water. I've probably done 4.5 hours for 2 fish. Let me tell you a story. I fished a green light for a long time, probably, I don't know, 15 years, maybe more, maybe a little bit less, I don't know. A long time. And one of the memories that will always stick with me is, it was beginning of February this one year, probably 10 years ago. Yeah, longer than that actually, because this was 2 months before my PB blonde at £21. So I'm not going to bore you. We came on here, me, Ryan Wingfield, you all know Ryan, the 2-time British record tope holder. And he's had like 6 tope over £60 now. But yeah, he's right, Ryan, he's a good boy. But anyway, me, Ryan and Hugh were coming on here, and we passed 2 guys that we know, Chris Jenkins and a guy he used to fish with called Gareth Davis. I don't think he fishes anymore. And they fished here all night, and I think they had 1 eel. They'll see this video, so they'll probably comment. And we walked on here going, ugh. But I love my rays, so I came on here with sand eel, squid and bluey. That was it. Ryan and Hugh come on here with worm, fishing for codlin and whatever was out there. And we didn't have no hopes whatsoever, so we did the morning tide, got here at low water, 6 o'clock in the morning, to fish midday high water. So we crossed paths with the guys coming off. They had 1 eel all night. I was like, oh my god. So I was on the end here, you had Ryan, then you had Hugh. First cast, went out. Second cast, went out. First cast, my rod screams off. Pick into it. It's like, this feels right, come in. 16.5 blonde. Oh, that'll do. And then first cast on my other rod, screamed off. PB blonde of 1810 or 1812 at the time, a black thing. I'll get the boys at VMO to add the pictures. And then next cast, PB Thorny, which still stands to this day, just shy of £14. I was like, first 3 casts, 16, 18 blonde, and then a thornback just under £14. And then I ended up having 8 rays that day, all the rest like small thorny, small spotted. And Ryan and Hugh, I think they had whiting and eels on worm. So that paid off, I did. That was beginning or the end of February, because the 2nd of April, the same year, I had the £21 blonde off a white light with white tapper. So yeah, that was one of my greatest memories, that was. Coming on here, boys been on here all night, Not a bite, you rock up, you catch fish. It goes to show you every tide is different. Yeah, right hand rod just sprung back. That's on the anchovy and squid, that is. Yeah, there's something's out there. Something's had a go at that. Yeah, something's had a go at it. Tripped the lead out, and then lost the bait. One. Yeah, just smash that one up to the left. Hopefully it doesn't tangle too much with the other rod. I've had quite a few messages recently asking what do I take with me fishing, because a lot of people take too much or they don't take enough. So I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity while the fishing's quiet just to run you through how I do my box, what I take, etc. So here we go. Now this is the large box from Tronics. But on the front there I've covered the sticker with a lovely VMO large sticker and Angling Ambition stickers on the side. So I've got a lovely white tray here which sits perfect on those lips. So in here I got my scales, come in handy if you have a nice fish, my glasses obviously, pin and foams, that is my camera case with all my batteries, that is my light that goes underneath my GoPro. Obviously car keys, phone, etc. Headlamp. You know, that lifts out the way. And then underneath here, obviously, I got my 6 casting specials. I got using 2. There's 4 there. They sit into a box, lovely. That's where I keep my leads in a compartment by here. I've got my thing of lines. I've got 2 4-ounce shock leaders. These are actually empty 4-ounce spools, and I back wind with a drill. So like a 10mm drill piece wrapped in insulation tape goes into the one side of the 4-ounce spool. I back wind 100 pound onto empty spools. Weak link, tapered leader for when I bring my Conti, and a spool of 100 pound line for hook lengths. So sun cream, food obviously, let me put that down, hat obviously. So in this tray here I've got sun cream. If I use my Conti, I've got the add-on, I've got gloves, I've got warmers, I've got lots of spare elastics, I've got Vaseline for my lips, spare coasters, more spare coasters, pieces for the rod stand, like a spreader block for the legs in case they break, all little brackets to hold your bars, nuts, through, you know, all the threads, etc. So that's that. I carry them with me just in case, you know, never used them, but there we are. So, and then on the one tray here I have all my tools, like my hook sharpener, my elastic, my what they called, yeah, you know. And then on this side is my tackle. In my little box here I got 3.0 BMX panels, 3.0 BMX straight eye, 5.0 BMX, 5.0 BMX panels, my little crimps I use, my split rings for my pin and foam, my silicone knot cover things I use on my shock leader, breakaway fast links for my shock leader, and then a mixture then of imps, Gemini link clips, beads, etc. if I need to make something up. So, and that's that trip. That's that side. So that is my box. But the most important thing in here, don't let anyone ever tell you different, is food. Ooh, who's that? So that is my box. Yeah, I'm going to make these my last casts. Give it a half hour, I'm going to start to put... Go like mad then. Yeah, there's a fish on here. He's gone to rocks. That's an eel, that is. Oh, he's out. Oh, what's that there? Oh, lovely. There's a strap. Behave. See, it's the difference between, like, they've been right. They've been quiet all day, 2 small fish, and then catch something on the accelerator. You know, it's only a small one, probably £3, but you know, the next cast on there could be £30. You know, so. But I'm gonna pack up now. Wait, calm down. Slowly pack up now and give them half hour. But slowly break everything down. Absolutely gutted. Last cast, I put that fresh white in, about 70-80 yards out, and then I looked up. It's been out there about half hour. The tip just lifted up, and then I seen a little pull. I was like, So I picked into it. It was just a heavy weight stain on the bottom. I could feel it was a ray or a fish. Well, I think it was definitely a ray. And they went it solid, because there are a few snags close in. So I went up the green light to get the line angle to the back of it. It came out, but I could feel it grating, and because there's so much line on the bottom, literally I've lost about 12 inches of a £100 hook link, clean cut. I could just feel it line. So, you know, if there's 15-20 line down there, it'll cut through this if it, you know, if there's tension on it. So, first cast in close as well. Oh well, pack this one away. Unfortunately, that's come to an end. Very, very difficult day. I did 5 hours up, 3 hours down for 3 fish, a strap, a rockling and a whiting, but that's fishing. It's literally almost March. Anytime now the blondes are going to turn up, so we've had a couple of spotteds, small eyes and thornies. So I've heard of 1 blonde caught. So anytime now the blondes are going to turn up, probably on the next set of big tides, I reckon. And I reckon it's going to be the nap or the spit. So, but like I say, like I've said before, I'm going to film all my bad sessions, you know. I'm going to take you on the journey with me, the highs, the lows, the small fish to the big fish. Like, we all know it's going to happen. You know, you got the blondes about to turn up, you got the hounds about to turn up. So yeah, like I said before, you know, I'll take you on the journey with me, good with the bad. So until the next time, bye guys.